Hey everyone, I'm going to give you a quick introduction onto the wooden spoon that I made. This is a finished product. Its title is Drew's Wooden Spoon, and I made it as a way to challenge myself and to try something new because I've never made anything like this I've never really made anything out of wood before. And from my research, I learned to make it out of basswood, which is what this is, which is a type of really soft wood that's easy to carve and work with. And I also learned what the coal burning technique is, which is how I burned out the bowl of the spoon. So without further ado, now I'll show you how to make your own wooden spoon. Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make a wooden spoon, and these are the materials that you're going to need to do that. First, you're going to need a block of wood. This is a 3x3 piece of basswood. I chose basswood because it's really soft and easy to work with. Next, you'll need your tools. First, a pencil is needed to outline the rough shape of your spoon. You'll need a knife. This is a 4-inch survival knife, a bushcraft knife. A specialized carving knife would be better, but I'm trying to do this without that, so I'm using this knife. Then you'll need a hatchet to do the rough shaping of your block of wood. Next, you'll need fire. You'll need fire because we're going to use the coal burning method to shape out the bowl of our spoon. Next, you'll need sandpaper. Here I have 60 grit sandpaper. This is for, it's a coarse grained type of sandpaper, and this is 120 grit. I'm going to use both of them, but if you only have one, you can choose, or you could use anything in between. Next, for safety, you'll need a left-handed pair of gloves, or a left-handed glove if you're a righty, and you'll need a right-handed glove if you're a lefty, because when you're making cuts into your wood and your hand is on the end of it, you're going to want a glove on your hand so you don't hurt yourself. It's to create the fire to get coals. The reason we're doing this is we're going to place one coal on top of the block of wood where we want our bowl to be, and it's going to burn down and make that bowl for us, which will be a lot easier than carving it by hand. So now I'm going to make a fire. The next step is to roughly outline the shape of our spoon. Next, we need to perforate the bowl of our spoon so that the coals can sink down deeper and it will have more airflow, so our bowl will get carved faster. So just perforate it with your knife like this. Here's how your spoon should look after you perforate the bowl. Once you've let your fire burn down, you're going to want to take a good coal out of the fire. Next, you're going to want to place your coal, I'm using my glove, onto the area where you want your bowl. Once your coal is on the piece of wood, you're going to want to hold it down and blow on it so that it burns downwards to create the bowl. So now I'll show you exactly how I hold the coal down and then I breathe onto it, and the way that it generates heat within the bowl of the spoon. Once you've roughly shaped the bowl of your spoon, you're going to want to use your stick and swirl it around to clean it out, like this. Came down to the workbench with my tools, and now I'm just going to roughly outline once again where I want my spoon to be. So I'll do that and then I'll show you the result. Now that I have my outline, I'm going to use my hatchet and a little bit of my knife to take away a lot of the wood that's on the outside that I'm not going to need. Okay, this is just to show you how I'm doing this with my hatchet. And this is going to take a while. So now I've really taken a lot of wood off and the handle's starting to take shape. So I'm going to keep using my knife. Still working on my spoon here. I'm really just finishing up the head at this point, and then I'll sand it down and it'll be finished. Pretty happy with how my spoon looks, so now I'm going to sand it to finish it. So here it is, the final product of my spoon. I just finished sanding it on the inside. It's fine if it's still black like that. And then on the outside. Pretty happy with how it turned out because it's my first time ever doing this. So now that you've seen how to make your own wooden spoon, I'd like to conclude the video by sharing some of my final thoughts on the process. I learned that making a wooden utensil is a lot easier than I'd imagine. And I also learned that watching the spoon take shape in my hands while I was carving it was really exciting for me. I also learned that my mind kind of went blank during the process. I thought that I would be wrapped up in thought the whole time, but really all I was focusing on were like every stroke of the knife or the hatchet. And I am pretty happy with my final product. One thing I would change is that I would make the end go longer. I cut it off during the process to make it shorter, but I think it would be better for like stirring a pot and things if it was longer. That would also make the bowl like a little less deep. And I do consider myself a maker because I worked really hard to learn a new skill, and now would even be more comfortable with working on like a more complex woodworking project. So all in all, I am pretty happy with how this went. Thanks for watching.